Chapter 17.
There,
said a familiar voice. A hand emanating inexplicable amounts of compassion patted Vance's back. He looked up to find the world's worst magician smiling down at him.
They're dead because of me,
Vance said.
It's all on me.
You're not alone in this. You know that, don't you?
What do you mean?
The magician took a long look at the 75 gravestones spanning the hillside.
All of them, they're with you. They're relying on you. And it's not only their destinies on the line, it's the destinies of every single soul on the planet.
Vance's eyes widened.
Yes, sir.
The magician folded his arms and looked about as if surveying the entire world.
I dare say there's a lot on your plate. Or is it your lap? Either way, everyone, everywhere is riding on it. Your lap, that is. You can't ride on a plate.
Vance blinked.
There.
The world's worst magician said again. He smacked Vance on the rear end, as if he had given him the world's best pep talk. As per usual, what he said made little to no sense. But through the sentiment, suddenly, somehow, purpose returned to Vance. Whether it was the land escape hostages relying on him, or that there was something more in the mix, as his delusional companion had suggested. Either way, there were lives on the line, and they were waiting on him. Vance rejoined his companions.
You okay?
Skii asked.
Yeah. My, past just caught up with me. That's all.
Comrade?
Grammy offered.
If we're going to get into a whose past is more pissing contest, I'm afraid all we're going to have to show for it is a whole lot of piss.
Vance nodded.
So, what's the plan? Change of scenery?
This is the point of no return. Make no mistake, we're gonna raise hell. And hell will most certainly be fighting back. Nobody has to come. Everyone makes their own choice. Last chance to bow out.
Nuts to that, Pops.
Skii cocked Cassidy.
Let's go to hell.
Time is money, and money's wasting.
Covering one's shame is an option. But I, instead, will fly my unmentionables in the wind.
Then it's unanimous. Let's get moving.
They traveled faster than they ever had. The green of the terrain gave way to amber browns. The geography relaxed, settled, and stabilized. A hillside descent was accompanied by a new quality of air, one with a sour aroma of salt riding on its breeze. Seagulls flew among the low clouds, singing to one another grand tales of fish they ate. Their songs mixed with the steadily increasing ambient whoosh. Skii saw it first. She dropped her gear and broke into a run, bounding across the sand. The magician followed like a spirited dog, thrilled for the excitement. The two of them waddled into the surf, then dove headfirst into the sea. Grammy shrugged his shoulders at Vance, then joined the amusements at the water's edge. He wet his head and dipped his toes into the frothy tide while Skii and the magician were engaged in an epic splash battle. Eventually, however, temptation became too great to resist. Skii and the magician muscled Grammy into the water, to his tremendous protest. Vance lowered himself to the sand and observed them. Their joy was strange to him, foreign, like a language he had forgotten, or perhaps he never knew. He zoned out to the whitecaps, floating in a give and take against the tide. Serenity overtook his mind.
What else is there in the world?
He thought.
I should just hang this whole thing up. Start a new life, quiet life, just fish for a living. All I need's a few rods and a hut on the beach.
He had the feeling, however, that a certain decrepit son of a bitch living in the wasteland would have something to say about this.
Damn you, Death.
His career as a fisherman would have to wait. An unmistakable sound broke his trance. The resonance was faint, nearly imperceptible. It barely rose above the white noise of the ocean. A few minutes later, the same sound, coming from the north. Vant walked the water's edge. His companions filed in behind him. The resounding grew louder the farther they went up the coast. Vant's suspicions were confirmed. He saw the hint of a smoke trail in the sky. Somewhere nearby, a corpobot had flown. After another hour of walking, they saw a glimmering light. It seemed as if the rays of a second sun were beaming out from the sand. They moved closer to the anomaly. It grew larger and more powerful. Soon the phenomenon was explained. It was a stronghold on the beach. Grand, even from their considerable distance. The complex craftsmanship of its framework was striking, and the structure was a marvel of engineering. It reflected the sun like a blinding fireball. Vance searched his satchel, then held up the piece of thallium scavenged from the destroyed suit of armor in Land Escape. Sure enough, the quality of light bouncing off it matched that of the fortress.
We have a winner.
They got closer, but not too close. The fortress was large, damn large. It appeared impenetrable, with rock-solid construction, no windows, and only one main door. The only other accoutrement were two cylinders that stretched from the structure into the ocean. One had a propeller churning water, some kind of filtration system, and the other, perhaps a sewage pipe, dumped liquid back into the sea.
It's a dogmatic township,
Grammy said, looking at the edifice through a spyglass.
See for yourself.
He offered the telescope to Vant, but Skii snatched it from his fingers.
Too slow.
She peered into the device.
Grammy's right. They have a big wank-off sign out front.
What's it say?
Vant asked, pawing at her for the scope.
Those arrogant jerks. It says the Immortals. Real subtle. Who do you think's inside?
Let's find out.
Vant withdrew Death's mask from his pack. A forearm's length from his head, the relic leapt from his hands and sucked onto his face. It was desperate for flesh after weeks of neglect. The force knocked Vant back a step. The world transformed into the realm of mesmerizing blackness. Vant saw through death-centered eyes what lay beyond the glimmering walls of the fortress. Pulsating dots of red. Hundreds. Thousands. Their vast numbers blended together in one spastic blob.
Wow, the asshole detector's going nuts.
Vance said.
Wait. There's something else.
His heart raced at what lay within the subterranean of the structure. The sparkling white life forces of 1,000 or more innocents were creating a cloud of magnificent energy.
They're here. The people of Land Escape, they're underground, they're alive.
Shockwaves vibrated Vance's body with every heart thump.
Time to make a call.
He mashed the buttons on his wrist communicator.
Sami From.
A beat, then...
Oh there, Van Huel.
We found him.
Stunned silence.
You still with me?
Hold on a second, don't go anywhere. Where's the mute button on this thing?
But he did not press the right button.
Hey everyone, he found him! He fucking found him, that weird, wonderful son of a bitch, he did it!
There was an outpouring of celebration from the Land Escapers in the background. Through a giggle fit, Skii said into her communicator,
Hey, I did most of the work. Pops just tagged along.
Oh hell, you can hear me? Oh screw it, I'm thrilled, we all are. Thank you, you two. What does this mean?
It means we're getting close. They're still prisoners, but hopefully that's only temporary. Are you safe back home?
For the moment. There's been 2 nomad attacks, but we held them off with the turrets. We're keeping them at bay, but if they organize, we'll be in trouble.
We're sending help. Hang in there.
We are?
Vance shoved her in the forehead and gave her a look that said, "Throw me a bone here."
Oops.
She smacked her hand to her mouth.
Don't worry. We'll protect the town. Holler if there's anything we can do to help. Oh, and if you see my wife before I do, give her my love.
I will.
Vant clicked off. He turned his attention back to the structure and its inhabitants. Using Death's mask to visually penetrate the building's exterior, he observed how the peaceful human shapes in the basement remained motionless. Vant assumed the prisoners were secured or bound. That much seemed clear. But unexplainable was how the souls marked for elimination by death were somehow moving through the environment as if hovering. If these were the Thalium soldiers last seen in Land Escape, something was off. They were winding in midair, in motion patterns far too smooth for bulky armor. More troubling, so much time had passed since the invasion. Vant wondered how many white dots were missing. His fault for taking so damn long. The pressure weighed on his back. But he forced himself to reconcile those feelings with the importance of not rushing into a losing situation. That was a mistake he made far too many times in his life, and one he could not risk now.
We've got a lot to discuss.
A purple dusk fell. They huddled around a campfire. Vant kicked off the brainstorm.
So here's what we got. We got a stronghold on the beach. Only one door in and no idea what's on the other side besides bad news. A giant pipe funnels water into the structure, and a filtration propeller grinds up anything in its path. What else?
Tons of sand, fresh air and sunshine, seagulls, and a couple of hermit crabs.
And underground, a snot ton of innocents held captive.
A mantis-like corpobot flew overhead, headed toward the fortress.
And those guys. So, I present to you the task at hand. How do we march in, kill everybody bad, and rescue everybody good?
Silence.
Come on, this shouldn't be too hard to figure out, right?
More silence. They pondered. Grammy nibbled his fingernails. Skii petted Cassidy and stared into her crooked eyes. The magician played with a ball of earwax. Vant drew upon his mental archives of combat lessons. He ran through battle plans, infiltration strategies, and warfare techniques. Utilizing the small amount of experience garnered from his melee against the Thalium soldiers in Land Escape, he tried to emerge victorious in hypothetical scenarios fighting against their entire army. Each time, however, the outcome was a fast and ruthless defeat. He wanted nothing more than to storm the fortress.
Oh, for shit's sake. I'm right on the enemy's doorstep.
Vant thought. The hostages were right there waiting for him. Right there. But he hadn't the foggiest idea of how to get to them.
We could go through the Corpobot access in the roof.
It's hundreds of feet high and those walls look slippery. Plus, they'd spot us climbing. The location of the portal would drop us right into the lion's den.
You can't die. Could you go through the filtration system?
No, it would take eons for my body to heal itself after being ground to pieces.
Can we blow up the whole damn thing? Wait, no, bad idea. Might kill the land escapers in the basement. Could we dig a tunnel or something? I don't know, burrow underground?
My dearest compatriots, you're going about this all wrong. There's a key to every locked door, and each of us has it.
I don't follow.
Grammy stuck his tongue out, flat and wide.
Your tongue can unlock any door, so long as there's someone on the other side for it to be used upon.
A synapse fired in Vant's brain.
Grammy, tell me more about a con.
The gist is rudimentary, my beloved companion. A con is, at its most basic, the acquiring of goodies or services from a mark, using only deception as due impetus. Make sense? Simple dimple.
I'm lost.
To put it another way, I offer you a coveted desirable. While you're predisposed with the particulars, I'm already in the process of securing my bounty and leaving your pockets liberated from the burden of occupancy.
Skii scratched her scalp.
So, you give them something, and they give you something in return.
No, my dear darling, that's called shopping. There is a difference with a con. You see,
He held up a seashell procured from the beach. Ski's eyes lit up at the perfect specimen.
I have something that piques your interests, and you have something that I'm hankering for, a kiss.
Grammy shoved his chin into the air with a gigantic grin. Skii snorted, rolled her eyes, and smooched him on the cheek loudly and melodramatically.
This, my lovely love, is called a transaction. Although I'm a peck richer, I'm also missing a shell, and therefore I spent to get. This cannot do. We are not lowly salespeople for titty's sake. We're masterminds of the profit business. A con, sweet PP, would be my regaling you with tales of a decadent gift from the mermaids, convincing you that you absolutely had to have it. You giving me the peck on my pecker, cheek.
Skii gagged.
And then disappearing without you ever having received your keepsake. Then I would be one up on you. Pun definitely intended.
So what do they want?
Vant nodded toward the fortress on the beach.
And how do we convince them that we have it?
Silence. Then, from the magician,
How many believers do you have to sacrifice at the altar before you realize your smelly temple is never going to be worshipped at?
Vant rubbed his eyes. For the first time in, well, ever. He deduced meaning from the magician's words. Or maybe he was listening harder out of desperation.
W? God, you're a genius.
The world's worst magician did a dramatic pirouette.
Come on, if I made sense all the time, wouldn't it be sort of Plippy the Clown of me?
What am I not getting here?
They want what every dogmatic township wants, what everybody wants.
A raspberry from the mouth of the magician interrupted Vant.
All right, fair enough. Everyone except for you, Magic Man. Immortality. Think about this. Whatever secret they have in there, it's put them on death's shit list. All right, they're breaking the rules, but it occurs to me they can't be immortal. Even if their sign says they are, and I know this because I killed one in Landescape.
There's nothing lower than an imposter.
Grammy said. He received 3 sets of raised eyebrows.
Takes one to know one, after all.
So what if there's a way for them to do it? To be truly immortal? Maybe we could convince them of the possibility.
Vant thought for a moment.
I think I know how to make that happen.
How?
I give them me. Think about this. I'm the key. I show them I can't die, and I pretend that I have the newest breakthrough in everlasting life. And they'll think I brought it straight to their doorstep.
Bing, bang. That'll get you through the front door to ding their dongs, and all you'll have to do is die to do it.
Easy. I'm good at getting myself dead.
Once you're inside, then what?
Then, I'm gonna need assistance from our loyal band of oddballs.
Vant shot a half smile to the enthusiastic con man, the teenager cuddling a shotgun teddy bear, and the magician putting sand down his pants. They smiled back.
Let's get to work. Who's got a knife?
Skii handed him a hunting dagger she had made from flaked river rock.
Thank you.
He touched the blade to his skin.
All right, ready? Time me. Ow!
He slit his wrist. Blackness. Then, Vant arose.
How long was I out?
2 days.
That's not bad. Now I need one of you to strangle me.
Each initially jumped at the opportunity, but once they had their fingers around his neck, conscience overrode their capabilities.
Forget it. I refuse to take the blame for the one time we do this, and you don't come back.
No, too skeevy. End of discussion.
I only kill things that are already dead inside, like lemurs. Those cocksuckers.
So, instead, Vant hanged himself. Blackness. Then, his entourage had taken the liberty of cutting him loose after his brain had shut off and all the twitches shook from his feet. They noted the duration until his resurrection. 1 day. After being satisfied with the data acquired from the experiments, the 4 of them put the final pieces of a plan together. It wasn't perfect. Hell, it wasn't even a good plan, or even a halfway decent one for that matter. But maybe it would be enough. The next day, Vant sat on the beach, focusing on a side project. He tinkered with a bolt rifle, a spoil acquired from the run-in with Ranchula's tribe, which he had withdrawn from storage using the Corpobot collar. Vant had the firearm disassembled, and its parts were spread out on a blanket next to his whip gauntlets. Skii plopped down, intentionally jostling the loose items.
What are you up to?
Removing the core. You want to learn how?
Things that kill things aren't really my thing.
Useful skill. Take a look.
From the guts of the rifle, he slid out a small engine connected to a bundle of intertwined wires.
So since Corpo won't do it, each township manufactures its own weapons. But their cores are almost always energized by raw Corpo cells added after the fact. Cells are tiny but powerful, completely self-sustaining. It's like little micro-nuclear reactors.
He emptied one of the many pellet-sized orbs into his palm from the stock chamber and handed it to Skii. She rolled the glassy sphere between her thumb and forefinger.
People used all sorts of bizarre contraptions to generate power: fire, fuel, gears, grinders, that sort of thing. Corporal invented the microcell, started distributing them for free. All the other nonsense went away. So, in the case of the rifle here, the combined output of the cells in the chamber is harnessed by the turbine. That creates electricity, which is then fed to the barrel.
It's fascinating.
Skii fake yawned.
Watch.
He placed the scrap of thallium near the chassis of the firearm. After removing an insulated tube from the gun's barrel, he stripped the end, touched the lead to the shrapnel, and opened a tiny gate in the carbine. Arcs of electricity crackled across the metal surface.
Whoa. Oh, okay. I'm moderately impressed.
Vance showed Skii the shrapnel. It was untarnished, as if nothing had happened.
The stuff is highly conductive, and those thallium soldiers must be powered by electricity. Our bodies work the same way, with electrical pulses going from our brains to our spinal cords. Now, you remember how their armor is filled with water? I think they're propelled by conduction through the liquid.
So this means...
You ever seen what happens when you toss 1 billion volts into seawater?
He dropped the shrapnel into a half-full bucket of water. He connected the wire to the scrap's edge and opened the gate in the engine. Electricity blasted across the surface of the metal, and particles of spray burst from the container.
Son of a bee! So you're gonna...
Exactly.
He pointed at his gauntlets.
Should make some sparks fly.
Vant put his items aside for a moment. The two of them watched the waves tumble over each other. It was peaceful, addictive. Skii took fistfuls of sand and let them drain between her fingers. She asked Vant,
Are you afraid?
The question washed over him, along with the cool breeze.
Yes.
But why? I mean, you can't die. Who cares, right?
It's new.
What is?
This fear.
Okay, let's say you're ground up into 1 million pieces, or someone lops your head off again. Or they use you as a punching bag until they get bored of smacking you around, although why would they? Eventually, you're just good as new, right? You just gotta wait it out.
No, it's the time that concerns me. When death took my head, it took me 20 years to come back, and that's when I lost your mom. And this go around, there are so many lives at stake, including one that I truly don't want to lose.
Ski's eyes widened.
That's...
Her pupils darted around, and then she slyly squinted.
You're talking about me, right? Damn, Pop, sappy much?
Vant kicked sand onto her boots. He walked away in a huff.
Wait, come back.
No, see, you ruined the moment.
Oh, come on. Get back here. I'll pretend to be moved this time.
No, because you ruined it. I'm gonna go say the same thing to Grammy because he, in contrast to you, he appreciates me.
Skii threw her arms around Vant's waist from behind. She was so little compared to him, reaching just above his lower back.
I promise to make you laugh, even if you do get mushed up. I'll even save you in a jar.
Vant shook her off his back. Skii overtook his stride and led their way back to camp. After so much time spent traveling together, they had a natural rhythm that took only moments to rekindle.
And I'll sing to you and stuff, and I'll help you grow faster, like a little plant.
Vant balled up his fist and jerked his body as if he was going to sock her in the shoulder. She flinched, then laughed.
You ass!
She punched Vant's arm in retaliation. He chuckled, but it hurt. She was stronger than she looked. The next morning, preparations were complete. Skii slinked up to Vant. With a furrowed brow, he was studying the sky. It was the perfect hue of blue.
What's wrong?
Well, usually there's lightning and thunderstorms before all hell is about to break loose.
Today's forecast, piss perfect. Good sign? Bad omen?
No idea. Let's find out. You ready?
Nope.
They stared at a cloud lazily floating by.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Oh, fine already.
Vant walked. Skii followed. Grammy and W watched them. Grammy's eyes were large, in a state of disbelief that the day was actually here. The magician said nothing. A first. They made their way to a small patch of trees, where the beginning of the path to the habitable zone took shape. Vant stopped. Skii stopped. She spoke.
What you said earlier about being afraid to die? What if a person doesn't have it, that fear? Because I don't think I do. I don't want to die, but I'm not afraid to.
Well, everyone handles death in their own way. I believe that our final statement in life is how we face death.
What did you do?
I fought. And I will continue to every chance I get.
I don't think I will.
Skii looked at a lifeless bird resting on a bed of leaves.
Peaceful. Quiet. Not so bad.
Just don't be in a rush to get there. You get dead and I'm gonna be left in that fortress with my pants down.
Right. Oof. Let's avoid anything that involves your pants being down.
Skii, you got the hardest task of all of us. What I'm asking you to do is it's like trying to move a mountain.
I have my ways.
Just don't be too attached to the outcome. If things take a turn, just get out of there, okay? Just live to fight another day. Hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Story of my life. Don't worry about me. Okay? Cassidy will protect me. She always does.
Vant nodded. He took a long, deep breath and handed over his satchel containing Death's mask and his weapons.
Go. Be careful.
Yeah, I heard you the first time, bucko.
She started off toward the forest.
Skii, wait.
Shut it, all right? I'm on a mission. Let's go, Dingus and Doofus.
Grammy and the world's worst magician caught up to her. Grammy nodded at Vant as he passed by, and Vant gave him a friendly salute. The magician expressed so long with flatulence. Whether the discharge was real or simulated was anyone's guess. Vant kept his eyes on them until they were dots on the horizon. He knew all three were heading toward Fool's Errands. They were about to face danger, resistance, and life-threatening scenarios. Yet this was far safer than the alternative, going into the township where Vant was about to start some shit. Days and nights came and went. Vant trained his body, optimized his weaponry, rehearsed strategy, and got all the rest he could. He also performed minor surgery on himself, as the plan required. Eventually, he counted the exact number of nightfalls Skii, Grammy, and the magician were allotted to reach their destinations. The plan had officially commenced. Vant took a breath and walked toward the fortress of the immortals.
This is the author, Nicholas Ryan Howard. During this quick intermission, I'd like to invite you to do something so simple to show your support, which goes such a long way. Using whatever app you're currently listening on, please take a moment to rate Mortal Enemy by tapping the star icons, and then write us a brief review, even if it's just a few words. Every review is immensely valuable and means so much to myself and the entire cast and crew. Thank you in advance. And now, back to Mortal Enemy.